What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm bringing you this very fresh and natural, just very springy romantic makeup look. This is perfect for this time of year. Easter's right around the corner. I think it's just in a couple of days. This would be perfect for Easter. This would be a beautiful bridal look. This is so bridal. It just screams fresh romantic bride. Even if you're in a wedding or attending a wedding, date night, or even like an everyday look, I like to kind of like play up my same everyday routine depending on the season and depending on what products I'm using. And it's basically the same look, but I'm just kind of like playing around with different things. This would be a beautiful everyday look as well. So I hope that this gives you some inspiration for this spring season. And yeah, I'm gonna walk you through this step by step. I used a lot, if not almost everything, was Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. This isn't sponsored, but when I was thinking of this look in my head, I just always go straight to Pillow Talk because I feel like it's just such a beautiful range of products, and they all go together really well. They're very cohesive, and depending on your skin tone, they have a Pillow Talk shade customized for you. So I hope you like this look. I hope you get some inspo from it. Please subscribe and let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the Embryolisse Multifunction Moisturizer. I usually use this in the bathroom, but when I'm doing my makeup, I'll bring it in here because I like to layer it right away with the Color Science Flex SPF 50. This is really great because this has a little bit of a tint to it. So it gives just a slight bit of coverage, but it's so natural looking, so beautiful, and it blends so nicely on my skin. So that's what I'm gonna be using today, is this little duo. I've been really liking this moisturizer. It's just very lightweight and very creamy, and just very hydrating. Also, I put on press-on nails. At first, I just didn't know how I felt about it. Kind of felt like a little kid playing dress up, and I've gotten a little bit more used to them, but I usually don't do like this like almond pointy shape. I like a short square, but I only like it when it's my natural nails. When I do any kind of fake nails, I just always feel very fakey, and I don't know, but they have grown on me. I think that they're very beautiful. They're the Glamnetic. This is what they look like up close. So very cute. I'm gonna go in with the sunscreen. It's white like this, and then just blend right in. And then for a little bit more coverage, I'm gonna go into the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I still don't know why this is like separating like that. I'm just gonna tap this on for just a little bit of extra coverage. I'm gonna use my Real Techniques setting brush. I've been really liking this for blending in my concealer. I just feel like it's the perfect density and the perfect size. It gets right underneath my eyes and blends it out really well. I'm gonna go into the Laura Mercier setting powder, and I'm gonna use my little powder poof just to set the face. I like to pick it up here and then rub it in the cap to get all the excess out, and then I just push it in under the eyes wherever I need the extra powder. I'm gonna do the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer because I haven't used this in a while. I do have a replacement thing for this, which I need to grab because this is like completely gone, but we're gonna try just using this today. But I'm gonna use that with the Charlotte Tilbury brush and bronze up the face. This is gonna be a very Charlotte Tilbury kind of day. And just really warm up the face. Get under the chin. For a little bit of contouring and highlighting, I'm going to use the Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. I love this. This is such a good go-to. I've had this for years and I still haven't completely finished it. Obviously, I use a lot of different bronzers and contour products and stuff, but highlight, this is probably my favorite highlighter, or one of my favorite highlighters. So I'm shocked that I haven't like completely used this all up. So I'm going to use my 112 brush from Smith and pick up the bronzer side and just do a little bit of contouring. I do think, even though I still like a strong contour, I do think that I have chilled out a little bit. It's not as strong as it used to be, or that I like used to do it all the time, but definitely do still love a good chisel. Okay, and now I'm gonna go into the highlight side of the palette and highlight my cheekbones. And then use my finger and do the nose and the Cupid's bow. And then for blush, I want to do the Pillow Talk blush just because I feel like Everything from the Pillow Talk collection just like really works really well together, including the blush. With the Pillow Talk collection, you can get Pillow Talk in just the original shade, or you can get a couple shades deeper. I know they have a medium, an intense. There might even be a couple more, but I think that this one is just the original one, just the original Pillow Talk. Because I'm more fair, this works really well for me, but I can use the deeper ones as well. I just go in with a lighter hand. But I think this is so flattering and so beautiful, and it has like a very, just a slight natural sheen to it. It totally looks like a nipple. I'm gonna put this right on the cheeks and add that rosy, blushy glow. Bring it up and around on the neck. So for my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Glossier Boy Brow and then the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I'm going to fill them in. Brows are filled in. They look a little bit, just a little fluffy, just a little unruly, but I'm kind of in the mood for it. We'll see. I usually like can't tell if I love my brows until I'm done doing my makeup all the way. Usually they're fine by the end, but right now I'm always like, it's too much. I'm gonna go into the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC to prime my eyes, and because I have these talons on my nails, I'm gonna have to use a brush. So I think I'm just gonna use this flat brush just to pick up the product and lay it on my eyes. And then I can always go in with my finger and blend it out. It especially works when your hands are hot or warm, then it kind of like helps to melt the product into the skin. If your hands are cold, it won't really do what you're wanting it to do, but keep that in mind. Use my brush to run over the lids. This has just some leftover powder on it. I find I don't really need to like re-powder, but I do want to just set that in place with a powder brush, just so it's all nice and set. So for the eyeshadow, I have two separate Pillow Talk palettes here. I've got the original Pillow Talk, which looks like this. And then I have the Luxury Pops. Is it called? Luxury Palette of Pops. Looks like this. They basically look the same, but once you see them up close, you can tell that they are different. This one's all shimmery and has that deeper shade in there. This one only has two shimmery shades, but one's like for highlighting your brow and this is for the lid. So they are very different. I'm gonna use both of them today. And I'm gonna start with the original one, and I'm gonna start with this very light pink color and then go in with this one on the outer corner. So grab a larger brush, pick up the pink, and I'm gonna bring this in the crease of the eye on both eyes. That was a lot in the brush. Did not realize I picked up so much. So I'm just gonna use this. This is gonna be the main color that you see, that rosy pinky shade, very fresh, very springy, very bridal. I love this for a bridal look. And now switching to a smaller brush so I can pick up that darker shade there. And I'm gonna put this on the outer corner and the outer crease. So I'm kind of laying it down and then buffing it. And then we can go back in with that other brush that we just used and help to blend. Because if I go in with this right away, it's gonna bring that dark a little bit too all over, and we don't want this to get too dramatic too fast. So to make sure that that doesn't happen, I'm going with the first brush with that lighter pink on it, and it'll help to kind of like blend it out without going overboard. Bring that underneath as well and look upwards. That way you can just pop it right under. It's so easy, just. And don't be afraid to put products under there. Once you finish the whole look and kind of seal it with mascara and liner if you do liner, and a lip, it all comes together. But if you're not used to putting like eyeshadow on the bottom, it can be a little scary at first. Because right now, if you just left like this, it kind of looks a little sickly. But it all comes together once you add your mascara, add your eyeliner, add your lip. It all just complements each other. Now that I've got that base on of this darker color, I'm just kind of building it up and adding a little bit more. Kind of bringing a little in the crease. I like to emphasize right here, but only once I've got the majority of this on already. We don't want to go directly into this because it'll get too smoky too fast. Back in with the light pink and the bigger brush. Okay. And now I'm gonna take a flat brush. I'm gonna pick up this lightest shade here that has this little sheen to it. You can also use the highlighter that you used on your face. I'll actually probably go into this a little bit, but we're gonna highlight the brow bone. This is like a very light pinky champagne color. Very natural, and it's not too shimmery. It's very natural looking, very romantic. I'm gonna bring that on the inner corner, and because it's not crazy shimmery, you can kind of go in a little bit more of a broad area here, kind of carry it up. But now I am gonna go into the highlighter that's in the Filmstar Bronze and Glow palette and pop that specifically like right on the inner corner, because now you've got more dimension there with the brightest in the center and then the lighter color kind of peeking behind it. We're gonna do the same thing on the brow bone, just right there at the tippity top. Now we can blend. You don't have to do both. I just did both because why not? But that's how you can add some depth and dimension, even just in the highlighting. Going with the softer and more broad area, and then the very intense bright one in a very specific area. Now we'll see how I can, yeah, I should be able to get in there. Yeah, I'm gonna use my finger and pick up this shade here. Just rub that in like so. And it's like this very like champagne-y kind of pink. And I'm just gonna pop that on the lid. So beautiful. And now we're gonna switch over into the luxury palette of Pops. This one's my favorite in the palette because it's so pinky, but it reminds me of the first one that we used. So I'm gonna kind of layer that on top. It's gonna add a little bit more sparkle and a little bit more rosiness to the eye. And do this one next on the center. And then the darkest one, I'm gonna use my pointer finger for the darkest one and pop that in the outer corner. And we can go in with our brush and just kind of blend that out. Okay, I want to make this a little bit more dramatic, so I'm gonna go in with an eyeliner. I'm gonna use Teddy from MAC, which I need to sharpen. I think I'm gonna use Teddy from MAC. So this looks like a regular, like rich chocolate brown, but it goes kind of like purpley. So what I'm gonna do is just lay this right, kind of like wiggle this right at the lashes. We're gonna work one eye at a time. Keep it on the outer lid. And with a flat brush, I'm going with the darkest shades and just kind of flick it upwards. Okay, I'm gonna do this side. I'm gonna grab a little bit of nude liner and put that in the waterline. Okay, we are curling the lashes, doing some mascara. I'm gonna do some brown mascara on the bottom actually. Totally not necessary, but I just think it'll be a little softer. I've been using brown mascara a lot recently, just like in my everyday routine. You know what's missing from this look? The glittery eyeshadow pots. Let me go grab that from my collection really quick. Can't believe I almost forgot this. This is the Pillow Talk little eyeshadow pot. It's so beautiful, and I feel like this just like makes the look. Problem is I've got these nails on, and this like melts right on with the warmth of your finger. It just adds this beautiful pinky sparkly glow. Let's try a flat brush. Okay, I'm gonna go into these lashes from Velour. They're the Effortless Short Lashes, and this is in the style Sweetheart. This is what they look like. I feel like they're gonna seem so tiny on my lashes, but I just need a little bit of oomph happening. So we're just gonna try this. Okay, lashes are on. I'm just gonna add some mascara just to blend them together because they're so short. I feel like it needs a little bit more oomph, but they look very natural, but not as short as I was thinking they were gonna be. They kind of just look like my lashes, but more intense. Okay, that should be good. Now we can move on to the lips. I think for me, with my complexion, one of my favorite lip combos is just the Pillow Talk lip combo, the lip liner and the lipstick. So that's what I'm gonna use today. It's so classic and just so beautiful, and it's a good go-to. Like if I'm not sure what I feel like doing, I know that I can trust that this will look good. Also, finding out that I'm more cool toned also helps and makes sense why this looks so good on my skin tone specifically. Again, with the lipstick and the lip liner, you can get it in different shades of Pillow Talk. So you can get the medium, the intense, and I don't know, it might just be those three, but there might be more. So I'm gonna go into Pillow Talk. This is the original. I'm gonna line my lips, overline them, and then fill them in. Okay, I'm blending it in with my finger just so it's nice and, I don't know, something about kind of tapping it in makes it feel more like one with your lips. And then I'm gonna grab the Pillow Talk lipstick, which, such beautiful packaging, by the way. All of Charlotte Tilbury's packaging is gorgeous. But this is just the original Pillow Talk, matches the lip liner, and I'm gonna go right over it. Okay, that's done. Now just to finish the look, I'm gonna grab the Morphe setting spray. So that is the final look. I love this look. I feel so springy, so fresh. This is the perfect bridal look, and you can always amp this up. If you want this to be more dramatic, just go in with a little bit more on the outer corner. And if you want this a little bit more subtle, just tone it down. Like, you know what to do. You don't have to go in with lashes. You don't have to necessarily match everything together, but I do think that it does all go together really well. But yeah, that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed following along, and I hope you got some inspiration for spring with this look, whether you're attending a wedding, whether it's just your everyday routine, or you're getting married, or for Easter even. I feel like this is such a good go-to classic look that's so romantic, so fresh, and you look made up, but you still look fresh and natural. So this is one of my go-tos. I hope that you love it. And also, you don't have to use all of this Pillow Talk stuff. You can use whatever you have at home. The main thing is just the colors, like choosing the right colors that you think would go together really well, that look kind of similar to this, or in that like springy, like rosy family. You can even bring this in like a more like lilac lavender route. But yeah, make sure that you use what you have at home. You don't necessarily like need all of these things at all to create this look. Also, experiment with your blush. Blush is such a beautiful eyeshadow. Putting that in your crease along with your bronzer and your highlighter will give such a similar look. So keep that in mind. And if you end up recreating this, please tag me on Instagram or send me your pictures in a DM, because I would love to see your looks. And that is all. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.